Hey, what's going on everybody? My name is sfastest. Thanks for tuning in, and welcome to another Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 gameplay commentary, where I talk about things in my life and around me. It's been a while since I've done one of these videos. I think the last one was in March of this year, so it's been quite a bit. A lot has happened. A little bit has changed, and I just wanted to give you guys a kind of an update to catch up on the stuff that's happened and what my thoughts are and everything. In the background are going to be 9 moab streaks. The first one's going to be a 17 on resistance with a G36C. The second one's going to be an 18 on hard hat, and then I got shot around the corner. The third one's going to be a 21 on bootleg, and then a stealth bomber kills me. The fourth one's going to be a 21 on dome. The fifth one's going to be a 21 on C-Town. The sixth one is going to be a 22 on interchange while running support. The seventh one's going to be a 22 on terminal. The eighth one's going to be a 19 on hard hat, and the game ended. And the last one's going to be a 21 on dome, and the game ended. First and foremost, thank you so much for sticking with me, and I know my content output has kind of decreased a little bit. I'll get into that a little bit later in this commentary. Just wanted to first talk about what has happened in my own life. So, finished third year. I finished neuro psych, the 2 rotations in one. And then, as the year started to end, there were more tests, there were more things to prepare for. Then step 2 was on the horizon as I, took that a little bit after I ended third year. And yeah, so it's just been one thing after another, and I didn't really have the time and energy and space really to give you guys kind of what's going on. I think, first of all, the end of third year, neuropsych, it was I would say an overall good experience. I think that I did have a little bit more time than usual, especially on the psych weeks. Some of the psych weeks, I just went home pretty early, got to do my problems, and then got to go to the gym. I think that this time was on the upswing for me, so to speak. As we're coming out of winter into spring and into summer, I just enjoyed the couple of weeks that I had. Scattered in there were some neuro weeks, and neuro was a little bit longer. Although I think the content of neuro and psych weren't exactly too hard, so to speak, like it did take a while for me to get used to, especially neuro in particular, because what happened is in neurology, you need to localize the lesion, as they say. So they don't ask what it is, they ask where it is. And, that had to get me reviewing first and second year neurology pathways, and it's just like, it's kind of a drag, to be honest, and I'm glad I wasn't really seriously considering neurology in the first place. I think that I probably would not be able to last in a neurology residency. I do not really like how they work. I think that what happened in neurology is that we ended up rounding or seeing patients around the hospital basically the entire day. We'll start at like 9, and then we'll go till like, 3:34. It takes a while, and even the resident presentations, they're super long. They're like a solid 6-7 minutes a piece. You have to go through the entire neuro exam, and by the way, the neuro exam, that was a beast, man. Like, you have to go through every single thing when you check on a patient. You have to present every single little detail. If you do not present a detail in order, then the attending physician or the neurologist or resident will just like be very OCD about it. And it's not something I really prefer to work. But overall, it was fine. I think that it's good to end on neuropsych for sure. And psychiatry, I want to say, like, it's a good field for those who are into a lot of work-life balance, but also have the mental capacity for seeing patients like that. I kind of quickly learned that, yes, you do your 8 to 5, 9 to 5. Yes, you have your good work-life balance, but unfortunately, the patients are just too much for me. you know, my classmates and I, when we were on the psychiatry rotation, we kept complaining that these patients were just here for us to babysit. And it was just like, it's not really enjoyable. I don't really like to babysit adults for, you know, 1, 2, or 2 weeks at a time. It's just, yeah. And I found myself every single day that I go in to thinking about the problems I could have done, questions that I could have done, and everything else that I could have learned. And then basically I was just phoning it in, really, during this rotation. And I felt like that was a big part of kind of some things and some emotions that I've been going through. And yeah, so it was difficult in that regard. I think that I was more tired than I would like to admit. Maybe it's just because I kind of take a lot like too personally, or whatever the reason is. I just didn't really like it. So during this rotation, I focused most of my efforts on studying for the shelf exams and learning the material, basically. And I did okay. I did actually pretty well on the shelf exams, and yeah, so that's been really good. And especially taking 2 shelves back to back, it's a little bit stressful, but at least I think for neurology and psychiatry, most of their material are somewhat interrelated. So, you know, it wasn't that bad, and I enjoyed it. And then I jumped pretty much straight into Step 2 studying. Now, for those not in the medical field, the USMLE Step 2 is the second test in the series of tests that you need to take to become a fully licensed doctor. And Step 2 is arguably probably the most important test out of that series. What happened is that Step 1 became pass-fail in 2022. And Step 1 used to be one of the biggest filters for what you're able to do, what is realistic for you to do as a resident applicant. And obviously, because pass-fail, you can't really distinguish people between just a passing score and a really high score anymore. Now, so everything really hinges on Step 2, which is still scored. I got my results back a couple days ago, and I think I'm content. I think for my purposes that I'm applying to internal medicine. And internal medicine is basically the hospitalist medicine. And that doesn't require a super high Step 2 score. And, you know, I think I did pretty well enough to be competitive with a lot of mid-range competitive specialties. Certainly well enough for internal medicine. So yeah, I think I should be okay for most university programs, which is where I see myself, hopefully, knock on wood. The application process for residencies is starting. There's a lot of work. It's a lot of writing, filling out stuff. But yeah, I think it's one thing out of the bag, one thing out of on the checklist that I've checked off, and I think it's good. Certainly I could have hoped for a higher score, you know, but honestly, like, I should be content, you know, it's just what it is. So, and now, basically fourth year, what is it? Technically I'm in my 4th year right now. I've been in 4th year since, oh my gosh, about 6 weeks ago. So, basically what 4th year is you do schedule your own rotations. So it's not like 3rd year where everything is basically scheduled for you. You have the freedom, you have the kind of the leeway to take basically whatever you want as long as you get the requirements in on time. So those requirements include your acting internship, which I call the AI. And then you have the ICU rotation, or the emergency medicine rotation. And then you have 2 months of specialty-specific electives. And then you have 1 month of general elective. And then basically the rest of the time you can do whatever you want. You can do an away rotation, you can take the months off for interview, things like that. For me, well, I think my school is pretty lenient and gives us quite a lot of time off. So I'm hoping to use that time off to do some personal endeavors, chill a little bit before residency, you know, gain some more outside experience, so to speak. Yeah, so looking forward to 4th year, really. I think it's the first time I've actually gotten to do things that I really wanted to do and set my life on a path that hopefully will be fulfilling. And yeah, I'm looking forward to it. So in the midst of all of this, you might have noticed that my channel has kind of decreased in productivity. I started only posting, one video a week, especially for the last couple of months. And I think the biggest reason is that, to be frank, I started burning out on Call of Duty content. I had a lot of content in my stash, just waiting to be made public, uploaded, so to speak. However, there was a time in, like March, April, where I just didn't really feel like playing that much Call of Duty, recording that much Call of Duty, making the videos for Call of Duty on my channel and justifying, therefore, the weekly or maybe sometimes like twice weekly uploads. I remember in May, I think there was a couple of weeks where I just straight up didn't upload. And I know it also coincided with the weeks that I was taking a lot of tests and a lot of stuff in my life. But I don't know, I just feel like for me, the passion for making Call of Duty videos that has buoyed me for the last really 3 years, it's not as strong anymore, and I don't know why. I think I may need to take maybe just a little bit of time to reset, which I definitely think I did. But yeah, so I've been spending the last 2 weeks as of recording this video at my home, and I took it for personal reasons. I wanted to make sure I started off 4th year on the right foot. Wanted to recharge myself after step 2, and I've been making a little bit of content. Slowly but surely. And I hope that you guys can look forward to those content a little bit later. I think one of the goals that I set for myself is that I want to upload twice a week. I don't know whether I'm able to make that happen, but at least it's a goal and I'm working towards it. You also may have seen me upload a lot of Pump It Up content. And that's more just really for my own, archival purposes. I've been playing a little bit of Pump It Up at my friend's place, and he has a recording apparatus set up. And I'm really glad for him. I'm really appreciative for what he has done for me and what he has done for the Pump It Up community. So definitely look forward to seeing more of those videos in the near future. I don't get to play Pump It Up that often, to be honest. So every time I go to his house, we try to make as many videos as possible so I can bring them to you and to myself. Yeah, so in terms of things on the horizon, just getting through 4th year rotations, doing well on my acting internship, filling out a lot of stuff for residency, just working on stuff for the next phase of life. And it's going to be somewhat of a dreadful, exciting, busy time. There may be times where I'm not able to work on stuff because I need to meet deadlines, and that's okay. As long as I chip away at it every single day, every single week, I think I'll be fine. And last but not least, I know you guys have been with me for so long. It's been great watching you guys, interacting with you guys, playing with you guys, even if it's just me lurking on other people's videos. I feel so blessed to be part of this community, and this community has really helped me to be grounded during emotionally, physically, mentally difficult times. And I look forward to it. I look forward to, kind of almost re-entering this community in a way, in the sense that, just increasing my output, increasing how many videos I upload, will help me to, be a little bit more visible again. So yeah, so look forward to some cool content. Look forward to maybe a couple different Call of Duties in the future. I do have some Black Ops 1 content, Modern Warfare 2 content, maybe even some Black Ops 2 content in the future. And yeah, just like mixing it up, putting a little bit more of those old Call of Duties on display. And yeah, basically that will be it for this commentary. Thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy this video, make sure to like this video, share this with your friends, and subscribe to my channel. See you on the next one.
Перезаряжаю! Losing A. Friendly Moab incoming. We are triumphant.